good, everybody? This is Brant with CPC Bodybuilding, the best channel in men's classic physique. Today, I got a preview of the Titans Grand Prix Pro Classic Physique show this weekend. I got one of the best posers alive, fresh off his competition season here in the IFBB. I got Jarek Crew in the building today. Jarek, how you feeling, man?
What is up, guys? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We are about to give you guys a crazy preview, man. I was actually gonna do the show, so it's actually cool to get to be on the other side of it now and be able to look at these guys and see who's gonna pull off the win.
Yeah, pretty stacked lineup too here, guys. So lots of Olympians. I think we've got 6 athletes in this show who are either going to be competing at the Olympia or have already competed there. So crazy stacked, man. So we'll go ahead and jump into things here. But before we get to the lineup, I want to make sure you guys can find Jarek here on socials. So here on Instagram, it's his name, Jarek_Crew. Jarek, so just so I understand, you got a few new sponsorships. You're also a coach with Camp Jansen, right? So how can the people find you, find your codes, all that good stuff?
So I mean, everything is in the bio, man. Click the link in my bio. You know what I'm saying? So I did just sign with Young LA, with Elevate as well. These are the two new or latest sponsorships, and Elevate has the best premium rights in the world. Young LA, they're not afraid to jump out the box. Quality of clothes is next to, and it's just crazy right now. I'm just blessed, to be honest, to be a part of these teams. But you can just find everything in my link, to be honest, in my bio. So, and I just want to point something out. That default pic is not me, okay? It's my grandfather. He was actually a bodybuilder as well. And so I just pay homage to him, man, and just trying to keep this thing alive.
Love that, man. So if you guys want to support Jarek, like I said, make sure you guys give him a follow on Instagram, show him some love. Like I said, check out his competition footage. Would highly recommend checking out, especially the posing routines, man. Just extremely captivating. He puts a lot of time into bodybuilding and, really just like keeping the artistry and classic alive here. So make sure you guys go follow him there. But now we'll jump into the lineup, guys. We got the Muscle Contest Titans Grand Prix here in Anaheim, California this upcoming weekend. So the show is going to be on Saturday, September 21st. We've got 12 classic physique athletes. There's 13 listed here. One is a scratch. So here is our lineup. We got Tomas Adame, Aaron Aramini, Victor Compan, Michael DeBoule, Elijah Dixon, Darnell Ferguson, Breno Freire, John Goodman, Antoine Hamlet, Nate Joyner. Yosef Karamayan is actually a scratch. He's not going to be competing at this show. Just spoke with him today. We got Andy Paredes and Daniel Sullivan. So,
Okay, so that puts us at what, 12 competitors, right?
yep, 12 competitors, and half of them are Olympians. So pretty crazy lineup, man.
It's a good show, man. It's gonna be a good show.
hmm So we'll start out here with one guy who's making his Olympia debut this year. This is from the Tri-City Pro, which was his very first pro win. This is Tomas Adame. So Jarek, just looking at Tomas's posing routine from the Tri-City Pro earlier this year, what kind of stands out to you?
Glute development. That's the first thing that stands out to me. He has good glute development. I think that he's bringing some good conditioning. He can possibly be a little bit tighter in the legs, but I think the man is pretty dense in the legs for sure. You know what I mean? He's definitely bringing it.
Yeah, he's got really good structure,
Yeah,
and Tomas is a shorter guy too.
yeah,
I look at the front shots, and I think his front shots are probably his strongest.
yeah. So like, what's pretty cool? Like some guys that are that tall, like even like for Rough Diesel, for example, some guys just able to showcase flow, like they as if they were taller, and I think this is one of those guys. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know he was short until you said something. You know what I mean? So that just goes to show like he can definitely bring some heat if he comes in and prove from here. I think that he can definitely make some noise for sure.
Yeah, agreed. So we'll see Tomas at the Olympia in 2024. So he's trying to punch that ticket for 2025. So in case of you guys were not aware, this is a 2025 Olympia qualifier, the very first qualifier for the 2025 Mr. Olympia. So that's what these guys are doing here. They're trying to punch their ticket for next year's
Yeah.
Olympia. So next up, we got Canadian Aaron Aramini. So Aaron's last appearance was at the Florida Pro just a couple weekends ago. Jarek, you took the stage with him. What did you see firsthand?
Man, I just want to say he's a really nice guy, very humble, has great character. I mean, we hit it when we first met. We still talk to this day. Um, he, I think for him, it was just a size game. I think that he's checking off the boxes in terms of conditioning, flow. His structure is really good, but just the lacking size in the hamstring department. And I don't know if we have a rare double of him, and a little bit of the legs as well. But he brings some gnarly, grainy conditioning. That really stood out to me. Is just his level of conditioning. But I think it was just a size thing, you know.
Yeah,
And just
completely agree.
overall, Florida Pro was just like they were looking for that. That was kind of like the thing at Florida Pro this year.
Yeah, lots of big guys with really solid structure too. But yeah, Aaron's condition is always spot
Crazy.
on.
Yeah.
Comes in very tight, very peeled. Just great detail as well. Just
And he
extra.
actually posed too.
Yeah,
Posed pretty good.
hmm yeah. The posing is also there too. So, hoping to see. Yeah, I do think if Aaron brings maybe just like a little bit more fullness, that could result in an even better placing in this show.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, with his level of conditioning, I think he can push the fullness a little bit more. Obviously, he's not going to be able to pack on any tissue between now and Titan Grand Prix, but if he's with his level of conditioning, if he just pushes the fullness, just to see, what he can get out of it, which I think he can get a little bit more, it could definitely move him up in the ranks for sure.
Yeah. So that is Aaron Armeni out of Canada. Our next guy is Victor Campana out of Mexico. So his most recent contest was Tupelo. He was sixth place at that show. And biggest thing that stands out to me, man, is the structure. I think he's got really superb structure from the front.
Yeah, how tall is? Do you know how tall he is?
I'm not sure to be honest with you. I could probably get a better answer just from this right here. So um
That's him in the
So that's him on the far left. I know Gabriel. So Gabriel is like about my height, so like maybe like 5'8", 5'9". So he's probably somewhere around there.
okay, okay. He's not that short.
Yeah,
Um, But yeah, I only asked because like again from just that what we're talking about with the with Tomas, he has a really good structure for his height. Because most times when you're short, you just kind of look stocky and so he has a pretty good flow to his physique. I feel he has the density like looking at this photo here, like he has a pretty full chest. You know, decent sized delts. His lats are definitely tapering down to his waist. The only thing I would say that he can improve on, just being nitpicky, is just more quad sweep, and I think that'll complete his physique, and then just his posing as well, and how he's hitting his back shots.
yeah, that's a good critique. I agree, man. And I would say too, just looking at they don't have the Tupelo photos on here, but when I was looking at those stage shots, I thought his condition could have probably been a little bit tighter.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
just because he is like really nice structure and condition it's always one of those things you can control, and if you
Yeah,
just sixth place at Tupelo as well is pretty solid, and he could have I thought he could have moved up if the condition was even tighter because he beat guys who were sharper than him even with
yeah,
his 85% look.
yeah. So that's how you know the structure there is something there, And I think what people don't realize too, like when you're able to pull down and get conditioned and truly peeled, you're able to kind of get away with a lot of things. Like one, it brings out the structure even more and the shape of your muscle bellies too. Like you may look a bit fuller in some areas just due to this conditioning, and then also you're able to push fullness even harder too. So I think in combination with all those things, he can definitely. be a threat for sure.
Yeah, so that is Victor Campan out of Mexico. Next up, we've definitely got
No
the
boo.
favorite here. This is Michael DeBoule,
Yeah.
and he's been training out of Kuwait, actually. So you'll see on the lineup card, his country is listed as Kuwait. He's known as the Saharan Eagle, from Syria originally, then the UK. So he's been training out of Kuwait, and it looks like he's used this time off pretty wisely. I mean, he last competed, I think, in Austria last year, where he ended up getting his qualification for this Olympia. He was sixth place at the Olympia last year, so a first call out. And, I think he's definitely got to be in consideration for that top six to top 10 this year as well.
Yeah, which ultimately will probably make him the front runner in the show. Let's just be honest, just looking at the facts and his track record, he just looks seasoned. Just from looking at that first front relax shot, he just looked like a seasoned competitor, like he's been doing this for a while. Like you said, he was top six at Olympia. Was it last year you said?
Yeah, last
Top
year.
six, man. Man, if you're in the top 10 at Olympia, man, you're doing something. You know what I mean? That is no easy feat. And so he just has the chest density, maturity, the delts, fullness in the arms, the quad sweeps. Um, if you kind of look at his outline, it's just everything is there in terms of the criteria for class physique. His waist looks a little bit wide, but he knows how to present it. And that's extremely important, man. Posing is definitely important. And he looks like he's nailing it here, man. So, uh, yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like on the 21st.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man, because frankly, this guy's been really tough to beat outside of the Olympia. I literally cannot remember the last time he lost a pro show.
He comes
Like,
in pretty dicey, bro. Like,
yeah,
he comes in.
condition is what sets him apart, really. That's what he's known for. But there is one fact that a lot of people overlook because of the condition. It's that he's just got this balance and this proportionality to him where everything is just the correct ratio. And I think even he might have brought his legs up too, which was like, if you were nitpicking, the
Yeah,
one thing that probably could have come up,
for
especially the
sure.
quad sweeps. But I mean, to me, it looks like those have even grown too.
Yeah,
So he might be closing that
yeah,
gap.
I agree with you on that. I think he did bring his legs up, man, because I don't remember them being this massive and full. And granted, I don't know when this was taken. This was 3 days ago, so this is recent.
Hmm.
So and who knows? This could be his flat look. It says 20 days in a row under 100 grams of carbs. So man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so that is Michael DeBoule. Next up is Elijah Dixon. So Elijah's last appearance was at the Mid USA Pro back in, I think this was 2023, and was seventh place at that show. He's a taller guy, really impressive structure. I think Elijah is like that's his calling card is the structure, the wide frame. Got a couple of shots here from that Mid USA show.
This was when?
This was 2023, so this would have been, I
Okay.
think Mid USA's in like May, so this was like a good, like almost a year and a half ago.
And we don't have any recent shots of him.
Yeah, we do. We've got these right here. So these are at Armbrust Pro Gym, just a day ago, so 5 days out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that where he was lacking a year ago, I believe you said a year ago, was mainly the lats and the leg development. Um, from the front at least, from what I've seen, and it looks like he made some improvements in his lats. I think that he looks more tapered here now, and it could just be how he's hitting the pose as well, because his posing has adjusted a bit. And definitely the leg development is there. I think if he comes in, this is a day ago. Not sure if he's flat, but he probably should come in a bit tighter, man. Like I said, right now, man, if we're talking about Michael the Bull as maybe the front runner, you're going to have to match that conditioning or come close to that to even be within that, conversation, right? But you just never know who shows up, and you never know who might be off. Any of these guys can shock us on the 21st. And I've experienced that myself, right? You never know who might show up. So don't sleep on any of these guys.
Yeah, and the thing I will say is like I've seen cases like this. I look at Elijah here, and every single show that I've seen him compete at, whether that be as an amateur or as a pro, the condition has always been there. So I will say these updates, I agree with you. Like he could just be flat. He could just be holding a lot of water and whatnot. Um, I do know he trains crazy intense, so that very well could be it.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Yeah.
so
And
it's tough to say, but like I generally would give guys who have like been more conditioned on stage like Elijah the benefit of the doubt here. Um, I think he'll be on point. Will he be like Michael DeBull condition? No, because like
probably not.
frankly,
Yeah,
frankly, very few people are.
yeah,
But
it's just genetics play a role in that too as well. Like you look at like Samson, and you look at those guys. What's another guy? Andrew Jack, right? It's like they're never gonna get like super grainy hard, like. But if the conditioning looks good on you, that's really all that matters. Like the judges know, like if you're conditioned or not. You know what I mean? You might not like Michael the Bull, but they'll know like if you're in shape or not.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that is Elijah Dixon. Next up, we got Darnell Ferguson. So Darnell last competed at the 2018 Olympia in classic physique. He's one of the classic OGs, man. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is the most recent update we got from him.
okay.
And being 6 years away from the stage, it's so tough to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, man. Being that far, I mean, 6 years from the stage, it can definitely have you a bit rusty. If you haven't been like completely 100% and been on, I guess, your plan for those 6 years, right? Because it's really truly never an off season. As you mature in the sport, as you become a pro and you move like a pro, your life is revolved around bodybuilding. You know that it's never really an off season. It's just a time to give your body a break from the extensive dieting. But there should always be a plan in place. And if you haven't been doing that for 6 years, man, it could be tough to kind of bounce back. A lot has changed since the conception of class physique. I mean, drastically in terms of popularity and just the criteria and the standard. So, I would say, his upper body is definitely like top five consideration. Like the density is there, the fullness in the chest, the arms, like it's dangerous up top. Um, and if this is the last time, was it 332 weeks ago? So that's what, about 6 years ago, right? This is
Yeah.
yeah. This is if he's brought up his hamstrings from the side, he could be dangerous, bro. And he looks like a taller structure too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how tall he is, but I mean, he's got plenty of width from what I was seeing.
Yeah, that side chest looks nutty, bro.
Yeah. And I always think, if you've competed at that level too, it's so hard to count guys out,
Yeah,
especially who have been there and done it. So,
yeah,
you know, it's
100%.
like you said, classic has evolved quite a bit,
Right.
especially within the past 2 to 3 years. Like
Yeah,
this division is flipped on its head, man. Like it's crazy to just see the talent that's uh, filtered into the division. So
and there's crazy structures leaking in, man. It's like wild structures coming into play now. And structure is hard to be because that's something that you can't control. You just got to bring your best. So it's interesting, bro. And where classic is headed is very, very optimistic, man. It's fun, right? It's a fun time to be alive in bodybuilding, man.
absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more, man. Best division in bodybuilding for a reason. So
100%.
so that is Darnell Ferguson. Next up, we've got Brina
Oh,
Freire out of Brazil. So You stood next to this guy at Florida Pro, man.
Yeah, I didn't recognize his name because you know his Instagram name is different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that's crazy. Oh, that's gonna shake things up for sure. I mean, the dude, I seen him in person. The dude is dense. The dude is dense. He's huge. You know, if I had to be nitpicky, I think that he can bring some quad sweeps from the back. He can definitely add a bit more tissue to allow his waist to be a little bit smaller. Like everything on the outside of that. Just being nitpicky, but the man's dense. He came in conditioned, hard, full. He checked all those boxes there. And it's crazy because this is um, his pro debut run, right? That was his
yeah.
pro debut at Florida Pro, and he took home the win and qualified for Olympia at his first show. So that goes to show the man's dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? The man is dangerous. So definitely don't count him out. I would definitely have him in the top five for sure.
Yeah, very talented young bodybuilder here. I agree with you on the critiques. I would say probably just I think the glute development could come up a little bit because like honestly, most of the time at this level in classic physique, guys are gonna have glutes in and have like big glutes, and he's close but not quite there because like you know at the level of winning a pro show, virtually every single guy is gonna have etched in glutes. And then also, I would say just minor posing adjustments, like particularly the arms in the front back double bicep.
Yeah.
That's the peak I would have.
Yeah, I think if he can just adjust his posing to favor his structure a little bit more and hiding some of his weaknesses, it'll make him that much more improved. Like I said, there's not much time he could have really put in to make any drastic changes to his physique, but just to really just allow a bridge to allow the body to kind of de-stress a little bit and then you know pull back down. But he could definitely make some posing adjustments, especially with that classic pose there. He can make some posing adjustments there to complement his physique. Like you said, the glute development, which is something I'm currently working on as well. You know, a lot of guys they don't really do isolations, glute isolation work. You know, and that's something that kind of bit me in the ass. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? So if he brings that up and bring out the sweeps in his quads from the back, man, he definitely has a bright future for sure.
So that is Reno Freire. Next up, we got John Goodman. So this is the one guy who I had not been familiar with, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't find any competition history on him. I know he's a pro for absolute certain because he's here and he's doing this show, but I couldn't find any competition history, no like photos of previous shows,
Wait,
nothing.
do you check NBC News online?
Oh, man, I got all the stops.
What?
You know that. I check everything, bro. I got
That's
all the contacts, and I could not find nothing on this guy.
that's kind of
So
scary, bro.
yeah, bro. I don't even know where he turned pro, but regardless,
Yeah,
I think he looks pretty damn good, man. I know this is a little like tough to see because
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
but this is the latest we got on him. This is from today.
Okay. Uh, man, the structure is there. Like that's the first thing that stands out. The structure and the side chest, the chest fullness is there from top to bottom. Um, can't really see the details in the glutes and the hammy, so it wouldn't be fair for me to kind of assess that. But from what I'm seeing from the side, it looks like his glutes could be etched in a bit more. He has the hamstring drop in the side chest, and I think if I had to be nitpicky, the lagging part here would be his back. If he can bring up a little bit more width in the back, um, but overall, man, the man has really good structure.
Yeah, structure is the one thing that stands out most to me.
Yeah,
Let's see.
100%.
This is okay. This is like a comparison. Here's some photos. I mean, these are a couple weeks out, but I think this will kind of
Yeah,
illustrate the point more
yeah,
regarding the
yeah.
structure. The waist is just crazy small, man.
Yeah, so you can see just a little bit more lats in the upper lats, man. The teres major, teres minor, bring some thickness there, man. It create a little bit even more of a crazy taper that he naturally has. And yeah, and the thickness in the hamstrings. But you know, who knows? He may come super sliced and diced and just make some noise.
Yeah, so that is John Goodman. Next up, we've got a guy
Good.
returning to the stage. So this is Antoine Hamlet. So Antoine last appeared at the 2019 Olympia and is, regarded as probably one of the most knowledgeable, and he has a lot of ethos in the Canadian bodybuilding scene.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I see like a lot of people highly regard him. I've seen him like, train with some high level athletes. He's a really good posing coach from what I understand. So um
Yeah.
Antoine making his return to the classic stage. And these are some updates from today.
Who do you know who his coach is?
Um I am not 100% sure.
I think he may be coaching himself.
Maybe. I also know I think his wife is a coach too, if I'm not
Oh, shit.
mistaken. I think they have like a coaching business together.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's right. Yeah.
That could be it.
Yeah. I think I met him in person. It was at the Legions last year.
Okay.
He actually had a opposing client. I think take overall or take the bodybuilding masters portion. I believe it might have been masters. I think it was masters, right? Legion had masters last year, right?
Oh yeah, they got masters every year.
Yeah, yeah, and he looked damn good. But he was there. Obviously, he wasn't competing or getting ready for a show. But we chopped it up a little bit, man. And he had to take some time off, actually, get his mind right, get his spirit right, get the family right, man. I think he definitely is definitely shown in his physique now. Being in a better headspace, and timing is everything in this sport. You know what I mean? I think he has good structure. The delts are popping in this pose right here. You see the chest striations here. The core looks pleasing. The only thing, if I had to be nitpicky, man, is just bring up the quads. Bring up the quads. His side relax poses look really good. You see his glutes are in at what? This was taken when today.
So yeah, this is
Today?
this morning, and I also think he's pretty flat here too.
Yeah,
So
his glutes are
that's
in. His glutes are in, and he got the detail in his glutes. So he's checking that box off. And if I'm not mistaken, he's an Olympian as well, too, right?
yep.
So seasoned competitor. I'm just happy for my guy to be back on stage and having fun, man. Um, yeah, yeah, he's definitely gonna put on the show for sure.
Yep. So that is Antoine Hamlet out of Canada. Next up, we got Nate Joyner, last year's Hurricane Pro champion. So won his pro debut at Hurricane, and
Yeah, I remember
he's gonna be
that.
making his Olympia debut.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah,
And
he won Hurricane last year
yeah, yeah, it was one of the very first qualifiers. So I think it
for
was,
2025 for 2024, right?
yeah, yeah, it was October
Yeah.
21st, which would have been like, I think the Olympia was the weekend
13.
before that,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so this was the first one.
Oh shit! So he's just stopping by just to tune up a bit at the
Yeah,
port.
trying to punch that ticket for 2025.
Yeah, for 2025. It seems like that's his little kind of system and process. But it's cool to see you guys compete, man. It's cool to see guys getting up there, no matter what, if they're qualified or not. Because honestly, if it was me, I probably would be compete. If I got qualified in Atlanta, I'd still probably do Florida Pro. I just feel like, it's important to be up there, get stage presence, get the experience, and just compete. You know what I mean? I don't think it should be one and done, but outside of that, the man is has clean lines. He has clean lines. I like the ab and thigh, how his lats are kind of tapering into his waist, and how he's actually squaring off a bit to give his waist a bit more of a taper than it would be straight on. And it's actually bring out that right quad a bit more and make it a little bit more pronounced because his legs is in his strong suit, but the way he's posing is really displaying that. He looks hard already here. Condition from the side, you can see the delt details, the brachialis and the biceps popping. He has chest fullness here. Like I said, his legs aren't the strongest point, but he has clean lines. He showcases some conditioning. If I had to be nitpicky, he could just bring up just overall leg growth and thickness from the side. Um, Honestly, from the front, it's not that bad, but definitely hamstrings would be the priority there. And you have any back shots of him?
Yeah, I'm sure he posted some.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the back shots don't look bad at all, man. See, you can see the front, how the quads don't look that bad from the front. Just the way he's displaying him as well too is helping that out. And I think even him that hitting that front double like that is pretty solid. Just looking at the outline from the lats all the way down to the kneecaps, it's pretty even in terms of the lats to quad ratio, and how that's set up. So I really like his pose there. From the rear double, you can tell he needs more bicep. Just looking at that from the back. Now he could be flat here too, so it's hard to really make a true assessment on his physique. But man, he checks all the boxes. He fits the criteria. I mean, he won his pro debut. Let's not sleep on this guy. He's gonna be at the Olympia this year. After doing one show as a pro, that's incredible. Every class physique competitor would love that. You know, um, so he's definitely a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think Nate is very, very underrated.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's one of those guys who like looks better in person too. And I mean,
yeah.
he looks fantastic on Instagram. So that's saying something. Like I've seen Nate like so I did the Hurricane show like as an amateur. Like I competed there and saw Nate win this show in person. And I don't think photos do him enough justice, man. Like
Yeah, man.
he's really good. Um, so saying that, I do think Nate is definitely going to be a contender here, and stay tuned for the picks coming up. But I think Nate does pretty well here. All right, so our next competitor here is making his pro debut. This is Andy Paredes, and he turned pro at USA's last year, I believe, and is definitely one of those guys who brings some crazy, crazy detail, dude.
So he just turned pro last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man. How tall he looks? He looks pretty tall. I mean, he looks at a pretty good height. Just looking at even at this ab and thigh, this is probably one of his better shots. Um, a lot of guys when they hit ab and thigh, they lack the lats, but he's definitely showing some taper coming down to his waist. His ab development is there. I think genetically he has pretty solid abs, symmetric, almost damn near symmetrical abs. And he has the quads. You can see the conditioning is there. Probably just flat at this point. But these guys are going to be bringing conditioning, man. These guys are going to be bringing it for sure. That the front lat spread is nasty. I mean, unfortunately, this is not a part of our mandatories. We need to talk to the athletes rep and see what we can do about this. But I think that class physique, I'm not gonna say no names. They call him the voice, but um, I think class physique deserves to have the side tricep and the front lat in that mandatory criteria, man. Because I mean, look at this. Like, look at this for example. Like, you have guys like this that can really it can really that can really take advantage of the added poses. You know what I mean? It'll change the game. Because you have more poses now that you can battle with. But you can see in this front lat, just barely any space between his lats and his forearms, which basically tells us that he has pretty good lats here. He's hitting it really, really good. The delts are popping, chest fullness is there. Um, Only thing I would say is it makes his torso look a little bit longer, so it takes away that symmetry from top to bottom. So maybe he doesn't have to really bring his chest too high, and that'll kind of balance that out. But the quads are there. You get the quad sweeps. You get the sartorius muscles popping. Um, Man, this is getting tough, man. This is getting real tough. This is getting tough. This is a
Yeah,
scary
it's deep, man. Even
lineup.
outside of the six Olympians, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid lineup.
Our last classic physique athlete is Daniel Sullivan. So this is the best update that I could find, and this was from I believe his Tupelo Pro Prep last year. Now he did not place very well at that show. I think he was like 15th or something like that. But I think it just sheerly a size thing too, because he's a taller guy with good shape.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, man. The only thing that stands out to me is just size. You
Mm.
know, if he just packs on to everything that he has, and really work on his posing and displaying his strengths. Um, and he does that. He may already have been doing that. We don't really have any recent updates of what he looks like and how he's posing, but if he does that and he checks those boxes, man, he can definitely do really good.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree, man. So that is Daniel Sullivan, and that's our full classic physique lineup. So what we will do now is get into the best part of the show. We got our top
Man,
five.
man, you're gonna have to, hey Brent, you're gonna have to lock your door. You're gonna have to board up your windows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, feel free to come
Um,
after us, guys. Come after us in the comments, hit the DMs, you
Listen,
name
I
it.
hope you licensed to carry. All that good stuff,
Oh,
man.
you best believe here in Tennessee, baby. Ain't no thing here.
Man, before we get into the lineup, man, and the predictions, man, again, this is just predictions. Like this is not what's going to happen, right? This is what we see in front of us, what Brent has shown me, based off of the recent updates that you guys are posting. We're only making assessments off of what we see and what's in front of us. Anything can happen on the day of the show. We've seen it plenty times, time and time again. Classic Elite Division is very, very competitive. It's entertaining, and it is very just like unpredictable. But we are going to do predictions, but it is unpredictable of what could happen on 21st. So I just want to say, all of you guys, just go out there and have fun, and put your emotions to the side, put your ego to the side, accept everything and expect nothing on the 21st. You know what I mean? Let's put on a show for the Classic Physique division as a whole.
Couldn't have said it any better, my friend. So we'll go ahead and jump in.
I'll go with Tomas, fifth place.
Okay, all right. So Tomas
Tomas.
in fifth for Jarek. And what's the logic behind Tomas there in fifth?
So he's a more of a shorter stature against the top five that I do have, and a lot of times it's harder for shorter guys to really like stand out. They sometimes get lost in the sauce just because of the height. Not sure what he's going to bring in terms of conditioning. So just based off of his height, like I said, it's a stacked lineup. It can go either way. I would just go with him fifth. Whereas the other four guys that I have on my list are a taller structure, which will give them an advantage of more flow and just the standard of what class of physique is right now. I mean, just to be brutally honest.
All right. So we got Tomas there in
Did you
fifth
say
for
Moss
Jarek.
was an Olympian?
Yeah, he won. So this was the Tri City show that he won. So um, he won this show earlier. So the top three from that show, just to give you an idea, was him, Barry Irving, and I think Lucas Giannini out of Brazil.
Okay.
So that was the top three there. I'll go with my fifth place pick here. I'm actually gonna go. I think this might surprise some people. I'm actually gonna go with Andy Paredes here. I really like Andy's look, man. I think he brings a very complete physique despite being a rookie and making his pro debut. I would say he's going to bring really exceptional detail, condition, fullness. He's a taller guy, which will certainly help him. He's going to be wide through the clavicles. He's not like the best structurally, but I do think he's good enough to do well in classic physique in this show and in the future. Like this guy could really do well as a classic physique pro, and I think he'll have a spectacular pro debut. I got him fifth here.
Yeah, man. It's bro, like I said, it can go either way because I had him swap between Tomas. Like it could go either way with them two. I just haven't seen him in the pro circuit yet. It's just anything can happen, bro. But he's phenomenal. I mean, honestly, he can even edge towards maybe fourth place in my book, to be honest. But we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Shout out to Andy, man. I appreciate the follow, bro.
All right, so who's your fourth place pick?
So fourth place was Andy.
Oh,
Sorry,
you got
my
Andy in
fault.
fourth.
Yeah, so Tomas fifth, fourth place Andy, and then from there we have the taller structures. Yeah, he actually my fourth place. So there you have it, Andy. I'm sorry, my bad. I told you I was going to forget names and I had to write this stuff down. But yeah, I think that the reason I have him in fourth is because I think he's a bit more complete than Tomas. And from these pictures right here, we really didn't see much of Tomas, but from we've seen some good amount from Andy, and so I'm able to better make my predictions here with him being in fourth place. I like his structure, I like his shape, I like the detail in the feathering in his quads. Even the front lat just impressed me really, really like a lot. So I have him in fourth place. So Tomas fifth, Andy fourth place in my book.
All right. So I'm a swap your picks. So I got Tomas in
Oh
fourth.
my God.
Um, and
Okay.
and here's why I got Tomas in fourth. Tomas is just structurally very, very tough. And I think he's probably pushing as hard as he's ever pushed condition wise ahead of this Olympia appearance that he's about to make. And so I've seen him in person, and he's even better in person. Like I saw him at 2023 Pittsburgh, which was a show that Michael DeBoule actually won.
Okay.
It was like DeBoule was first, Wildberger was second. I can't remember who was third. Or I think it was Westermeyer maybe. And Tomas was fourth place at that show. So stood against taller guys, with the exception of
Yeah.
Westermeyer. But those guys are all taller guys, and I think Tomas can hold his own with the taller guys. I like him here, man,
Yeah.
with the
See, you got a bit more data. You know,
I'm a data
I'm
guy, bro.
showing me. You know, so that could definitely make things a bit different. But yeah, like I said, man, he's dangerous. He can be dangerous, man. And he reminds me. I don't know why he reminds me of Rough Diesel for some reason. Just even that shot right here is just like just gives you Rough Diesel vibes. Just because he's a shorter dude, and still able to kind of bring that classic flow and that tapered look, man. So he
Mhm.
can, man. If he like I said, this is 22 weeks ago, so this is not like recent. Um, yeah, if he's improved from here, man, he can be dangerous. He can be dangerous for sure.
Sure. All right. So, Jarek, we are on your third place pick, my friend.
Third pick, lucky number three. In third, I'm gonna go with Nate.
Mm.
In third, you know, I just think that if he pulls off a more improved package than he did his pro debut, I think he can do really well and stand with any of those guys. Um, so I have him in third just because of his shape, his flow. Like I said, the only thing I'll be nitpicky about is if you can see like right there at the top of his quad sweep, right there in the middle, he can improve that and bring that out a little bit. And the hamstrings, but everything else pretty much flows really well. If he adjusts his rear relax to really bring in the glutes a little bit more, it would make that rear relax look a lot better. I feel too as well. But the man has a track record and he looks phenomenal. So if I had to pick, he would be my third place.
All right. So Nate in third for Jarek. So third place for me. Let's see. I got Brino out of Brazil. So Brino is a spectacular rookie. I do think though he's gonna run into a couple of guys who are just gonna beat him in the condition department, man. That's all this is. I think that's the only thing that's gonna beat him here because structurally he's really good. Um, and frankly, he's pretty complete for a guy just coming off his pro debut. So I think he's very motivated, though. Given that he's already qualified for the 2024 Olympia to push
Yeah.
for that 2025 qualification. But
Yeah.
I think he's just going to run into a couple of guys who are a little bit sharper, a little bit more complete than he is, and that'll just be the tale of the day. But Brino, I think he could be as high as two here. So Brino in third for me.
Yeah. So, just to add to that, I mean, how many weeks did he have since Florida Pro? Was it about what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
So he had enough time to possibly even tighten up a little bit more. But yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, like 100%.
All right. So now we will move on to Jarek's second place pick.
So I actually got him for second. I got him for second. The reason why. is because it's hard to really say, um, just because the judging can be a bit consistent from show to show, depending on what they're looking for. And honestly, like I think he's gonna be bigger than Nate. He's gonna be bigger than Nate in just sheer size. If he brings in a better, more improved condition look, or even just peaks better, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to beat Nate. Just because he's gonna overlook him on size, and we know that Nate needs to bring up his hamstrings from the side. So that's my only reasoning. This video is not gonna do justice because he's standing by himself. But when you see him on stage, he's a pretty big dude. He's a pretty big dude. It's kind of hard to not see him. So I have him in second place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Bruno.
he's the best, but based off the judging recently, if size is going to be something and he does bring conditioning, it's probably going to be second place for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could totally see that, man.
Yeah.
I got Nate in second, so just swapping the 2 and 3. I
Okay,
just think
so we battling out. We going punch a punch.
it'll. So I think 2 and 3 could be swapped. And
Yeah, 100%.
Jarek, you make some great points, man. I got Nate here because I think he's just a touch more complete than Brino. And having
Yeah,
seen both of these guys before, I think where the difference is going to be now. I do think Brino beats him in the side chest for sure, but I think Nate and him are neck and neck in the front double bicep. I would probably have Nate here in the ab and thigh,
yeah, 100%.
and Nate in the back double, but Brino in the favorite classic. So it's to me this is going to be really tight between those
Yeah,
guys. I could see it coming down to a point really,
yeah,
but
100%, I agree.
I think Nate is very underrated. I would actually, this might be one out on a limb here, but I would give Nate an outside chance at upsetting DeBool. Maybe like
Yeah,
if I had to quantify it, like a 10 to 15% chance.
yeah,
Just because I think he brings this it's an unexplainable look, but it's just like a very pleasing overall completeness. That's what I would
yeah.
say.
It's unique. It's a unique look. I've seen him in Tampa. That's the show he won, right?
Hurricane.
Hurricane, and it was just like polished and complete. Although there were lagging areas, it still was just like a look that was just pleasing, and which edged him to win. You know what I mean? I mean, he got his Olympic qualification as part of the butte for a reason. He's nobody to sleep on at all, and like you said, it's definitely between 2 and 3 can be interchangeable, and I think it's just based on that day, what's gonna happen because like I said, your boy Brino didn't have the best structure at Florida Pro, and we can argue that he probably had maybe like fourth or fifth place structure, but he still took the show. So it's just one of those things where if he just has enough and he has the sheer size, I mean Nate is at 215 this morning. I mean I was 220 at Florida Pro, so it's tough until you see them side by side, man. It's a great lineup, man. All these guys are good, in the top five, man. It's exciting, bro. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen on the 21st. I'm gonna be tuning in. I
Yeah.
might be there at prejudging. Because
Okay.
it's right there, 20-30 minutes from my house. So
Yeah, that's exciting. So with that, we're gonna move on to we only got one left. Who's your winner, Derek?
I could have bull, man. Just based off his track record, just overall size, structure. Conditioning is always on point. His posing is not bad at all either. Like he's able to, like I said, showcase his structure to the best of his abilities. Like he doesn't have the smallest waist, but he's just complete. He's just complete with that waist. If that makes sense. Do we have any back shots? This is it, right?
So let's see what we got. So I think we got this. We got this most muscular. The rest of this is just
Yeah.
training footage.
Yeah.
Maybe we
So
got
yeah,
something here.
I
Uh,
mean, we kind of know what he looks like. I mean, from prior shows
yeah,
and the level he's bringing to these shows. I mean, I can't even remember when he lost a pro show, recently, but Uh, like look at this right here. Like it's just the season. That's the best way I can put it this season, bro. You know what I mean? He has his eyes. He has a shape. He has a structure. He has the details, and he got the track record. So got him in first.
Yeah, most complete guy here too. That's the thing that I think. Obviously, the condition. That's the one thing everybody talks about. This guy is just inside
It's
fucking
next
out
level,
every single show.
bro. It's next level, bro. Like I, I don't even want to see what it looks like in person. And I think I'm gonna have to go to the pre-judging to finally see this guy in person because on this live streams, and live streams don't do justice, but even on these live streams, the man is just like peeled out his mind, bro. Like nothing left to go, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
So
it's real, man. It's
yeah,
definitely real. I've seen it in person. Like I would say there's a level of condition, especially in like classic physique, that only a certain guys can achieve. Like DeBoul is like there's maybe five guys in all of classic who
yeah,
get this condition,
that condition for sure.
but none of which who are like winning pro shows. I
Right.
think maybe with the exception, I would say Breon is probably right there as
Yeah, yeah,
well.
definitely, definitely, yeah. I think
Um,
Breon is there for sure. Off the top of my head, I'd have to do some digging, man, but definitely Breon comes to mind. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it that comes to mind right now, man. But when just say his level of conditioning is just nuts, bro. you know, the
mhm.
glutes is just crazy. I'm surprised he's not showing any glute shots. Is he showing any glute shots here?
No, that's the thing. He's not doing any of that. We're not
He,
getting any because he usually
he
does
knows.
that going into
He
every
knows.
single show.
Yeah, he knows, bro. 'Cause he knows. That's his strongest point, bro. Is his conditioning from the back is just nasty. So, like you can even see it from the side here, and this is a week ago. So yeah, just overall checks all the boxes, man, for the criteria. Um, so
Yeah, he's my pick to win too, man. Just most complete guy here, most condition. It's that simple, man. Just nobody's gonna beat him. I don't think.
yeah,
So he's got the best chances to win. I think he just executes. I mean, he could walk on stage flat and maybe still even win this show. He's that
bro,
good.
I didn't even know he was doing this show,
Yeah, I don't think anybody did.
bro, because he kept posting 6 weeks out, 4 weeks out, Mr. Olympia. Next thing you know, we see him on the list. I'm like, that would have upset me. I was gonna do the show, man. What? I'd have been,
Just a little tune up. Snag that
you know,
2025 qualification real quick.
man. But I guess something was telling me to chill out. I'm glad I did. It's time for me to put the mask on, man.
Yeah. So those are our picks, folks. Want to thank you guys for checking this one out. But before we get out of here again, make sure you guys go give Jarek a follow here on Instagram. It's Jarek_crew. Uses codes. Inquire about coaching, posing, you name it. He does it. And before we wrap things up, Jarek, the floor is yours, my friend. What's going on in your life? You got any shout outs you want to give?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to all of my supporters. Like, I have a channel called The Daily Diary, and I got about 415 members. I just want to give a shout out to them. They've been rocking with me since the start of prep or since I started this channel. So I want to shout out to them. I want to shout out to all my sponsors. The latest sponsor, Young LA. I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to, be a part of the culture. Make sure you use code Jarek, man. We got a drop coming out actually, I think it's tomorrow. New drop, the camo drop tomorrow. We got the camo hats. We got the camo joggers. Everything camo, man. I'm gonna shout out to Elevate for bringing me on as well. The best cream of rice in the bodybuilding community right now. You can ask about it. Um, and we got Chula. We have oh man, it's a list, man. You just click the link in my bio. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, then I also want to give a shout out to my wife. She's been a huge part of this whole bodybuilding thing, man. I met her, just a kid fresh out of high school. and didn't think I would take this route. And it was a transition. It was a big transition for her, and she's been able to kind of just put her endeavors to the side, and be committed and trying her best to be a part of this lifestyle. It's a very tough lifestyle, and when you truly bodybuild and you really put everything revolves around bodybuilding, it puts a lot of burden on everybody else around you that truly love you. So I hope you guys understand that if you're doing this, you're gonna do it with a purpose and don't waste any time, because it affects everyone around you. Shout out to my coach, Cam Cheek, man. Shout out to my trainer, Nick Gloff. Shout out to Camp Jensen. Probably the best team on the planet, But we're just working here, man. Right now, I'm just working towards the next goal right now, and taking it milestone by milestone. So the first phase here is just fixing the gut, and then we go from there. So that's what we're just focusing on right now, is just fixing the gut and getting healthy, and then whatever else happens after that, that happens, So appreciate you having me on board, Brant. Finally, I know we've been talking back and forth throughout my prep, and this was definitely a better time, to do this. And I'm excited for what these guys bring to the classic stage on the 21st. I'm sure you are too. And I appreciate you I'm going to give a shout out to you. I appreciate you for just being a part of this classic physique community and helping shed more light on this division than it already is. And, being one of the fastest growing divisions in the sport of bodybuilding in terms of popularity and everything alike. And we're just here to bring the entertainment back to bodybuilding that the people want to see. And my vision, I feel like my purpose and gift is to be able to bring different avenues and different eyes that may not even bodybuild, say, oh shit, that looks fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? That looks cool as hell. That boy can move. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and spreading the love. And yeah, so appreciate you for having me, bro.
Man, an absolute pleasure. I'm glad we finally got to do this,
Yeah,
and
bro.
it's definitely not the last time you guys are going to
Yeah,
be seeing Jarek here on the
yeah,
channel.
well overdue, man. Well overdue. God damn it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this video with your friends. We got the Titan Grand Prix Saturday, September 21st. Tune into the page, CPC Bodybuilding on Instagram, giving you guys all the updates, the call outs there, as well as the results after the show. So that's going to do it for the show today. I'm Brant, and that's Jarek. Make sure you guys keep it classic. Catch you later.